Hello and welcome back to another showcase. So, how'd you start out? Did you come from the farm? Maybe. Well, maybe you're tired of working the land. You want to work into your foes instead. Not that way, with a weapon. Come on now. I know half you thought of that. Now, what's the best weapon you can probably take from the farm? Well, something you probably don't normally use on a farm, at least not very often. So I thought, okay, how about the Great Wooden Hammer? Not often used in a farm, usually for assembling large carriages or fencing. Such an odd item to use for battle, but it could be used. At least conventionally. The description reads, this giant wooden hammer is a worker's tool in the undead settlement. Intended to grind flesh and bone to prepare for burial, or it can be used for that. Rather for use in battle. Really? For burial? Come on now. Couldn't mention the real use for it, but anyway, the skill is a spin bash. Bash foes a large spinning motion and utilize momentum to transform into overhead or overhanded strong attack smash. But seriously, fucking driving in huge nails and fencing, and it's apparently used for prepare for burial? Come on. Whatever. Visually, the weapon looks very gross. Like it's been around for a while. Like no one really prepared in aging, no nothing for it. It's just been roughly handled together. But whatever. It does look rather a little bit on the heavy side for all that wood. And it definitely hurt. Stat-wise, even though it's not particularly a beginner weapon, not too much, it does have a bit of beginner stats on the physical. Not too impressive, but at least the bonus is there. Speaking of the bonus, you only get a C for strength. Which is okay. Tribute requirement, well, you only get a strength only, which you need quite a bit of it, actually. A lot more than beginner stats. Spin Bash doesn't cost almost nothing to perform, and the weight is reasonable for what it is. So overall, it's an okay weapon. Damage is a bit lower than it should be, in my opinion. But no matter. It's still a hammer. Animation-wise, well, the basic attack, even though you act like it's very heavy, I don't think it's really that heavy. Strong attack is again same idea, just heavier attacks. But he's treating this as if it's like a great hammer, it's like the Iron Great Hammer. Two-hand attacks, well, you get the low swing, which is shared among all great hammers. And the heavy attack is again the standard animation for this weapon, overhead smash. The special is spin attack. Well, this is a series of spinning moves. You add a power attack at the end to extend it. The sprint move, no surprise, a quick bash. Upgrading. This weapon takes plain Titanite shards. If it took anything else, it would be trash. But since it takes plain Titanite shards, the upgrade is okay. You get at least 10 plus on the regular damage, but only 8 on the bonus. So that is exactly encouraging. But no matter. Moving forward from that, let's see. You're consistently getting only 8 for the bonus. And when you're getting bolt a little bit more, but it's getting slowly stronger, but it started out very weak. So yeah, as we see with the upgrades, nothing substantial there. A bit on the weak side. How's it well perform in field though? Well, since this is a bit of a slow acting hammer, I gotta dodge a whole bunch. Hopefully I'm good with dodging today. Critical wise, it does plenty good. Pretty much standard damage. Power attack wise, plenty damage. Almost the same as the backstab, which is good. Most weapons have a huge difference of that. The only downside of this weapon so far is just the attack speed. It's not exactly reassuring for such a weapon. Spin attack does decent damage. Let's try it against this guy. Oh, pretty a lot of damage you can get in there. Now, about breaking the shield, it breaks the shield very easily. That is nice. That is very nice. Let's try a bigger opponent. Against the Stone Gorgile, damage-wise, it's okay. Now, just trying to get a moment with him raising his shield. If he stops hitting me with the damn thing for once. There you go. Power attack. Unfortunately, he did not get through the shield. Did on the second hit, though. But that's providing he doesn't counterattack after the first hit. Doesn't happen that often. Still at least works as a shield breaker. Now, against the more powerful opponents, this one might be a little difficult, because these guys do not let up with their attacks. So I gotta be a bit more on the dodging side. At least I see my poise wasn't interrupted by that attack. So that's at least a good little note there. But my attacks aren't always interrupted. Because, God, that's what drives me nuts about these guys. Critical attack against these guys isn't very impressive. So damage-wise, this weapon's okay. I wouldn't call it very great. But all the small things to make up for it. Alright, on to pros and cons. On the pro side, we got a weapon that actually breaks shields. The shield breaker. Not the best. But hey, it's pretty easy to acquire compared to the best. And pretty easy to wield, also. Compared to most great hammers, it actually doesn't weigh that much. So I know 6 points is still hefty, but considering the other great hammers are going into 20-point range, this is pretty light. On the cons, it is a bit on the weak side compared to other great hammers. Not that it's truly weak, it's just compared to the other hammers it's weak, but makes sense. And to be honest, design-wise, it should be a bit faster than a great hammer, but nah. It's a bit of a weak con, but that's what I think. Now, for the score for this weapon, I give damage at least a 5. Even though it's a little bit on the weaker side, it still does kill enemies rather well. I'm comparing it to other great hammers is what I'm doing. Reach? 7 out of 10. For at least having a decent reach. I wouldn't call it, it's far from a short weapon. Animations, I only give 3 out of 10. For all attacks being cookie cutter. Great hammer animations. And the spin attack, derived from other weapons, just scaled up. So nothing really special about that at all. If it wasn't for the spin attack, I'd probably only give it a 2 or a 1. The bonus, only a 4 out of 10. For only relying on strength and not a whole lot of it. The upgrades are very weak on that. Miscellaneous, I give a 5 out of 10. It would be even lower if this weapon wasn't a shield breaker, because it doesn't really level up to any other expectation. So, in total, 24 out of 50. Bad. Even though it's a shield breaker, it just all the other categories fall shorter than that. But oh well. Then again, what were we really truly expecting by a giant wooden hammer? So, you try to work in the fields, grab a hammer, bash someone's heads in. You could do that. You could grab a sword. Just saying. But hey, it's a pretty okay weapon. It's not the worst weapon in the world, but it's very far from the best. But if you're going for that whole farmer aesthetic, you probably found the right look. But no matter. Thank you for watching Showcase, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.